Alright, so for today's review, we are taking a look at the Ertl John Deere 310SL Backhoe 1 to 50th scale. This model was recently released by Ertl, and it's definitely a step up from their previous John Deere backhoe models. So without further ado, let's get straight into the review. So starting off the review here, you can see you got some nice 310SL decals right here, nice and crisp. And you can also see that there is a latch or a safety bar for when you're doing some maintenance on the machine. On the real machine, you would slide that down and it will lock onto the cylinder, so your loading arm would not go down. You do have a nice John Deere little logo right there on the cab, and then you do have a simulated latch right here, and then some simulated anti-slip texture. Just some flat or some kind of gloss black paint. You do have some steps here. My step seems to be missing, not missing, it seems to have a little thin on the Deere yellow paint right there. And then you have a nice black exhaust. It is a hard plastic. And then coming to the rear of the model, you do have some painted, I'm guessing these would be your brake and reverse lights. Then you do have some reflectors down here, and another John Deere decal right there. And the good part about this is it actually has cylinders that power the outriggers, which is nice. They don't go down all the way. That's as far as they will go. There's some stoppers on the end, but that's about as far as they will go, which is nice. It's definitely a step up from the previous 310 models, where it was just like a little pin that held it on, and it was very loose, and it would fall down quite frequently. So it's nice to see that those are powered by hydraulics now. You do have some painted, I'm not really sure what you would call these, but it's part of your stabilizer, but they are painted black. Then coming to the backhoe part, you can see that Ertl is still using these giant rivet heads, which is kind of a downfall on this model, I feel. But you do have a nice Deere decal on both sides of the boom and stick. And kind of weird, it is hollowed out. I'm not sure why you can see that, but it is kind of hollowed out, which is, it reminds me of an older NTG like cat model, like a 312 or a 325, how the boom and stick are hollowed out. But getting into some of the functionality here, it's about as far down as it will dig, and that's as far out as the stick will go. That's your bucket curl in, and that's as far as your bucket will go out. So overall, the functionality on the backhoe part isn't the greatest. Coming to this side, you can see it's almost the same as the other side. You got your nice 310 decal right there, an ugly rivet right there, painted cap right here. I'm not really sure what it's for. I'm not too familiar with backhoes. Another latch right there, and then some more anti-slip texturing on the machine. You do have some steering on the front two axles, which is nice. It's a little loose, so if you're going to move it, the wheels just kind of move whatever way they feel. And then another good thing about this model is you do have an opening hood. Kind of reveals a nice or semi-detailed engine right there, which is nice, and the hood just closes down. Some of the loader functionality is it'll go up that high. Still not high enough to load a dump truck, but it's fine because all it's doing for me is sitting on a lowboy, or not a lowboy, a tag trailer. And then you do have some simulated vent work and grill work, and then you do have a nice Deere decal right there on the front of your radiator. And then your bucket will dump out that far, which is nice. If you were to put it down, it would get your front wheels off the ground. And that's the carry angle right there. So overall, it's a pretty nice model from Ertl, considering it is an Ertl model. It's a nice Deere model. There's definitely some room for improvement, but I definitely think they went in the right direction with a few things on this model, and I hope they keep improving if they keep the Deere license in the future. But overall, that's about it for this review, so thank you for watching, and if you'd like to check me out on any of my social medias, both links are in the description, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask, and stay tuned for the next video to be uploaded.